Hello, welcome back to Junk Jaw Resell Podcast. My name's Jay.
And I'm Ray.
Welcome. This is episode 7. Well, let me drop a couple little details for you guys. We're having trivia again.
Yep, week two.
Week two. So everything that Ray gets wrong, drop your answer down in the comment section, and you'll be put up for a drawing. And we're going to draw out for a McDonald's gift card.
Yep, $10.
$10. We'll know the winner next week. You get yourself some iced coffees, some McDoubles, or whatever it may be. Enjoy.
Yep.
So,
yeah, you guys, look, there's still time. Go back and watch our last episode. That way, you get 2 chances. So you got last episode and this episode, 2 chances to win that $10 gift card.
Yep. And after that drawing, we're going to do a drawing every 2 weeks. Is that right?
Yep, correct.
Every 2 weeks.
Yep.
So it might not be McDonald's, but and also drop down there. What other kind of gift card you like?
Yeah. If there's somewhere you guys like to shop, to eat, let us know. We're doing this not really for us. We hang out on here. We have fun with it, but we can't really do this without viewers. So you guys check in with us every week, and you guys might win something. So let us know.
Yes, and everyone who's watched us so far and subscribed, we thank you.
Yes.
So let's get into it. How was your week?
It was. I feel like I'm gonna start this episode off like very depressing because it's been a rough week, and I feel like I say that.
You had a show though, too. You had a show.
Yeah, that was. Now I'm not gonna talk bad about the show because the show itself was great. Like, now, for those who don't know, I went to a car show for charity for Johns Hopkins Medical Center, Children's Medical Center, and my buddy has done this car show for years. He didn't do it last year because he was having a hard time finding the right venue, and so he did this year. I used to run a silent auction for him. Usually used to do sports memorabilia during the silent auction. I'm kind of out of that now. That's for most part, but I shot him idea like, hey, why don't I do this vintage booth? You could say no. I told him, I was like, there's no pressure. No hard feelings. I just it's one way I can help promote my business. Just maybe kind of get some kind of exposure, or even move some stuff. And the idea was that, the more I make, the more I could help donate to them also. But, like I said, the show was great. So it's like one of those things that, you're breaking up in a relationship. It's not you, it's me kind of deal. It's me. It's definitely me. Because, we'll put it this way. I did not make many sales at all. We were there for probably about between setup and cleanup about 5-6 hours. And I only made like less than a handful of sales. We'll put it that way.
That really wasn't. It wasn't. I mean, more people were there for everything else other than the buy.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, I had success helping out with the silent auction. So, like I said, like, I know it's not them, it's me, because, and how I know this is definitely, so they came out with the final number. I'm always proud to be a part of it. And I'm thankful that I can be a part of it, even if it is in the smallest way, especially this year. But the previous show they did around like 50,000 in 4 hours, what they raised. This year they did $100,000.
$100,000.
So that's why I said it's not a them thing, it's a me thing.
That's awesome.
There's obviously.
Well, that's good. I mean, at least you're a part of it, and it's the bigger picture, not
exactly. I mean, so it's hard because it was a failure on my side, and it's difficult because you start to like blame yourself, and I am, but it's hard to find the positives out of the situation like that. Like when you work so hard. Like I did not do much eBay work for like a whole week.
And
And
that is the big negative.
yes, that is
Because
a very big negative. So it
yeah,
took a lot of time. Now you and me were doing this toy show, so the good thing is some of that stuff I'm gonna pull that's already priced and separated. I'm just gonna put that in a tote for the toy show. Like that's already separated. So I already have a head start on that. Second positive I'm gonna pull out of it is that I had gotten this truck and I had no idea how much I could fit into it and how, what I could do with it and everything. Like, so this is not the first time I've ever hauled anything like in a truck by myself. So it was kind of a nice opening experience to try to do that. So I have an idea of exactly around how many things I can bring to the toy show. I know how I can maybe try to have a layout or anything like that, or and
mm-hmm.
I haven't now. I set up with you at the flea market what months ago,
Yeah,
and that was just me just trying to move some older product or just get rid of stuff because that maybe I didn't feel like fit was for eBay or anything like that. This stuff, most of the stuff I have, a lot of it's fit for eBay. I feel like this stuff that I brought to the show and the stuff that I'm going to bring to the toy show, a lot of that can be fit for eBay. But it's nice to actually have your stuff out there, like your prime or your better stuff, and to see what people are kind of browsing at, and just that because you see their eyes, like where they're going. You can't do that. I mean, you can do that on eBay, like you get watchers and views and that kind of
yeah,
stuff. But to physically see it, in a physical setup like that it was kind of nice. And so I know how I want to kind of try to lay things out a little bit when we do our toy show.
yeah. You get the information in real time.
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then maybe get my feet back into dealing with customers like in person. I
Yeah.
mean, I worked for retail for years, and I love customer service. I was really great at it. Always got. I mean, that was one of my probably best attributes. Like from working in retail, I always got compliments. I got great reviews. I mean, I was a customer service specialist, so I mean, I had great customer service, but after being out of that for so long, I feel like you kind of lose touch in that a little bit, and it is more difficult when it's your own business. I don't know if you've ever like if you're working for somebody else. I don't know why I have this like whole fake persona when I'm you get the retail voice. And it's hard because like I think when it's your own business, your mind's going so many different places. I'm friendly. I try to be friendly. Um, but it's weird because I guess you have a whole nother level of passion in it that you wouldn't have if it wasn't your own business.
That's true. That's true.
Yep.
I like in person selling myself.
Yeah.
I do. I mean, there's just something
Yeah. I mean
amongst
that's why you do it.
people.
You do it
That's
all
why I
the
do
time.
it. I mean,
Yeah.
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 That's well, hence the name, the Flea Market TV.
Yep.
That's who
Yeah.
I am.
So
So
oh yeah, I want to tell you bad news about your clothing rack. I borrowed a
I,
clothing rack from Jay. It didn't make it. I'm sorry, buddy.
that's all right. That's okay.
I told
I
you. I
told you
warned you,
if something happens to it,
dude.
something's gonna
Oh
happen.
my god, it was okay all week. I kept loading it and loading it, and then I had this idea. Okay, I'm gonna put a tarp over it, and then put bungee cords around. That way, I don't have to unload or load it. Whatever, it's gonna be fine. I had tables in between, so it wasn't gonna move. It was fine. It was sturdy. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't going nowhere. But when we were unloading, like we took out the table and it just like fell over and it just snapped.
I mean that it's not a commercial rack. It was like
No, it's not. But okay, so here's some good news, and you're welcome to have this. Okay, so I met somebody there that sells at another flea market. Like it's just a kid, like a younger guy, kid. He kind of like I explained to him, I'm like, oh yeah, I could only put half the stuff out because I did borrow another clothing rack from my mother-in-law, and so I was gonna have 2 clothing racks, but I explained to him how the one I borrowed from you broke, and he's like, and this is halfway through the show, he's like, oh, I got one in my car. You want it? You could just have it. Maybe we can work on a deal. You just give me a discount on a t-shirt. I'm like, yeah, sure. I appreciated that because
That was pretty
that was
good.
halfway through. I had totes full of clothes, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna
Oh
start loading
man.
them up.
So it broke before your show,
Yes, as soon as we got there.
and there was no way like rigging it up or anything.
No. There was a piece on the bottom that was just like bent. Like there's
Oh
no way. I tried. I'm sorry for the
man, I'm
casual,
sorry. I wish I
but that's why I'm saying if you want, and because you let me,
no,
you can
no.
have this
I
other
already
rack.
told you. No, I ain't worried about
No,
that. No,
look,
I ain't worried about it. I told you if it breaks, it breaks.
I know,
Listen,
but
like it could happen at any point in time. It's okay. It's no,
I know it's it's the car show casualty.
yeah, it's for a good cause.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, to be fair, look, you probably didn't notice, but all those hangers you gave me, most of them, there was probably only, it was a 50 pack or something like that.
Yeah.
Dude, there was only like 20 good ones in there.
Really? I didn't know.
I know. But I'm like, well, everything's broken. But no.
When he probably thinks this bastard gave me nothing but broken stuff.
The clothing rack was broken. The hangers were broken. And my heart is broken because I didn't make any sales. Hardly. Oh, man.
Oh man.
Yep.
That's hardcore. All right, on the better end, did you find anything good this? Well, hold on. My week was okay too. I've been busy. I was busy the whole week.
Sorry, I
didn't
took up
really.
all the.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I was busy the whole week too. There was, really nothing.
Yeah.
But
Well,
did you find anything good this week?
Well, put it this way, because we're doing this episode a few days late, right?
Yeah.
So we had some extra time. So basically, we had 2 weekends worth of stuff. We usually record on Fridays, so then now we have 2 weekends worth. I can't remember how I bought 2 weeks ago. I'm blanking right now. Or was it no? Oh, that's when I bought the books. Right? Yeah, on my yard sale, because that was okay. So that was my first weekend with the truck. Nobody even knew that I even had a truck. I got a truck, so I bought a truck. So I bought the truck, and then or no, I guess because we did record.
Yeah, we did.
Okay,
yeah,
okay. Either way, yeah. See, I'm getting mixed up. Whatever. But first weekend out, I ended up going. First weekend out with the truck, went out yard sale a little bit after I stopped at the flea market. I showed you I told you about some of the books I got. Some guy at a yard sale was giving, it was 5 or 6 boxes of these books from the 80s. They're all children's books, but there's Charlie Brown Encyclopedia, Sesame Street Dictionary, some Disney learning books, and they're all, most of them are sets. And $10 for all these books, and there's probably about my guess is they're probably about $400 just sitting there in those books. And there was one set that was a Garfield set. I'm going through and I couldn't believe it. There's a few doubles in this set, and I just, me being me with books, I don't know why I flipped through the first couple pages. One of them was signed by the creator of Garfield, Jim Davis.
Yeah, Jim Davis. Really?
Yeah, and that's a $50 book there alone. So I was like, okay. Now I haven't gone through the rest of them. Maybe there's one in the set to sign, and I don't know if I'm going to pull that out and buy another one to replace it. I'll have to go through the other ones, see if any of the other ones are signed. But yeah, I was pretty. I was weird because it was in red marker underneath of his already printed name in there. So that's how I knew. I was like, oh, it's signed. It's a signed
Wow,
copy. Yep.
that's a lucky
Yep.
find.
Yep. Now I know I'm talking a lot because there's a lot, a lot going on. So we'll talk about. I'm going to talk about the other yard sale I went to. So we because I told you I was going to save this for the podcast. Remember, I was almost going to tell you, and I'm like, no, nope,
Yeah,
it's got to be
no,
saved.
save it.
So I went to a yard sale, and there was a couple things he had. Like there was like a little table. Well, actually, two like little tables I was interested in. A little like the Die Hard battery brand, like, but it's like a Die Hard battery branded slash igloo cooler, like a little lunchbox cooler thing. Um, so he had that, and I'm like, well, he had no change, and so I was originally just going to get one of the tables, but then I felt bad because he didn't have any change, so I'm trying to build up to $20, and dummy me, I'm doing that, and then he had a neon light there, so I have those three things, and the neon lights, so four things total. I pay him the $20, we come to an agreement, $20, pay him $20, and then I pick up the little neon light. It's like an open sign, but it has a base to it. I pick that up. I take 2 steps. That thing freaking falls right on the ground, like the base does. It just falls right off of there. And me being me, I'm like, you know what? It's okay. Like I'll just pick it up. It still might be okay. Like pick it up. I'm hearing something rattling around a little bit, but I'm still like, it's okay. It's okay. Like thinking because I'm like, crap. I can't believe I did this. um,
Yeah.
uh, and he's like, oh, yeah, you just push it. You can easily put it back in. I seen it. It looked really easy, and it seemed really easy. So I went to go put it back in, and then neon light, like the glass shatters,
Oh man.
and it was definitely how it was supposed to go back in. But those things are so fragile,
Mhm.
and yeah, it's like one of those situations because then he feels bad, and I feel bad because I'm like, it's partially my fault, but then it's a piece of junk probably that was sitting there, that was probably going to break very easily anyway, or something, whatever the way it was. So either way, I don't know. Like, what would you do in that situation if like because he offered a few dollars, he offered like some money back. Would you take the money? Would you not?
No,
I didn't want to, and I'm like,
I wouldn't take the money.
he, he tried to hand me he tried to hand me $5 back. I'm like, no, no, no. And then like I think he ended up just handing me a couple dollars. I'm like, look, it's fine. Like it's my fault. It is. It's one of these really tough situations. If you break something after you, I'm like, I already bought it.
You already bought it. I mean,
It's like you
that
break
would
it, you
be
buy it.
on
Well, I
me.
bought it and broke it.
Yep, I bought it and broke it. I paid the price.
So yeah, but and I had some other pickups, but I don't want to get into it because I don't want to talk too much. But I wanted to get that story out of the way before I forgot because that was in the same day.
Yeah.
But how how was your pickups?
Well, yesterday I got a pretty good one. Somebody I know gave me a call, said, "Come on by, I got some video games." So I
Okay.
went over. Yeah, I went over and they had a Nintendo Switch in the box.
Mm-hmm.
The inserts were missing, like that holds it in, but it all worked. There was a game inside. It was Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, and there was also a Pro
Freeze.
controller.
That sounds like a Sorry, that sounds like a slushy
It does Donkey
flavor.
Kong Country Tropical Freeze. That does sound like a. Damn, I'm like thirsty. I don't have an orange soda.
No, but you want a tropical freeze
I
slushy
want a
now.
tropical freeze slushy now. And then he had an Oculus Go, which I'd never heard of,
Mm-hmm.
but it's smaller and it like comes with like one controller.
Huh.
There was a Nintendo with 10 games, an NES with 10 games. There was 2DS, uh, a Game Boy in the box, complete in box, 5 Game Boy games, um, a Game Boy GBA with 3 or 4 games,
Mm-hmm.
a Nintendo 101 Advance, and a couple more handhelds. I got it all for $100.
That's good.
$100.
That sounds pretty good because that's
Yeah.
in the
There's,
quantity sounds. I don't know much about the individual value, but it sounds like the quantity, would equal
well, I would
pretty
think
pretty
the
decent.
Switch is like 200. The Go is probably $60. The Nintendo with the games like around 140.
Mm-hmm.
The Game Boy Advance a little over 100. The Game Boy in the box 200. Uh, the Game Sharks, there was some Game Sharks came with it.
Oh man, I haven't
They're
heard
probably like
them in a long
50,
time.
50 a piece. Um,
Wow.
the Game Boy, the other Game Boy is probably worth $75. Oh, there was a yellow Game Boy in there. That's worth about
Was
70,
it the
75.
Pikachu one?
No. Let me grab it.
Okay. Because the only one I remember being yellow, I don't know. I mean, I didn't get into video games too much, but I think one of my friends, or somebody had a yellow one. That was the
Yeah, well,
Pikachu one.
they made a Pikachu yellow one though,
Mm-hmm.
which was oh no, don't drop the bag.
Yeah, don't drop them.
Yeah, well, here's one of the bags. That was a Switch.
Okay.
This is the cool. I might keep this for myself because I don't have one.
Pull it up more, like away from the screen, but like I just so I can see what it's called.
Can you see it?
Yeah. So what does that say?
It's a Game Boy.
That's a Game Boy.
Yeah, that's the original Game Boy, the first one that came out,
Oh, okay.
like
I never knew
1980.
that. They made it look weird because almost like made it look like it was clear or something. I've seen the original Game Boy. I had one of them, but I
Yeah,
never
this
seen
is
the box.
the Game Boy Color.
Yeah,
That they made a Pikachu version of it
yeah.
though.
That's the only one I thought was in yellow. I didn't know there was a
Yeah,
yellow.
there's like DSs in there. There's
Oh wow,
you know Advance 101.
nice.
Yeah, all like the little Game Sharks, and I got a whole nother bag with the Goes and the PlayStation. I mean, in the Nintendos and all in there. But I got it for $100.
Wow.
So there's like 100 into 1,000.
Yeah,
There's basically $1,000 here.
that's good.
Yeah,
That's really good.
that was
Dang.
my best pickup of the week.
Yeah. I feel like it gets hard some weeks to find like a pickup like that, like something, like 100 into 1,000 to have that much of a margin.
Yeah.
Definitely gets difficult. Um, I don't know. I mean, it's especially if somebody calls you up and like, hey, I have this. Like, I feel like I find it more if I'm just finding it unexpectedly at a yard sale or a flea market. But if somebody calls me up, they usually already know what they have.
Mhm. Well, some of these people. Well, and here's it's a weird dichotomy. This guy, his wife sells on eBay,
Mm-hmm.
or I don't know if they're married or not, but and when she goes off, he wants to start selling stuff, and he doesn't care. He just wants to get it out of
Yeah.
get it out of the house. I mean, I have a few people that call me up and sell me stuff. They think they know what things are worth, but
Yeah.
they absolutely don't.
Well, thanks for reminding me to never go on a trip without my wife, because she'll start selling my stuff probably.
Yeah, your stuff gets out the door.
I'll come home to an empty basement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, wouldn't that be crazy? I tell you. Let me tell you a flea market story. My wife. God bless my wife. She is actually a smart woman, but whatever. We used to go to these quarter auctions,
Mm-hmm.
Kenny and I, back in we're talking 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And we hit the quarter auctions and just buy whatever we could buy, This was a lot of nothing but like brand new, like serving spoons, turners and stuff like that. I mean, we literally bought 1,000 pieces and it cost us like $20. We take it to North Point Flea Market and we're selling everything $1 a piece. And we must have sold 200 of them. We go outside and smoke a cigarette like, man, this is going great. They're just buying the heck out of these things.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to pay $20 for them. So we go to make it in. My wife comes out. She comes out. She goes, sold it all. Really? You sold it all? $20. Ray, she sold it for $20.
Yeah,
800 pieces for $20.
I've I've had something similar happen, but not probably not that to that extent. But I've had stuff like that happen. I think somebody tried to get one over on me, and well, they did. They told I left my table one day when I was selling at the flea market, and so I don't even know who it was, but they come up and they're like, whatever autograph what it was, I can't remember, but it was probably I think it was probably about say it was a $40-$50 autograph, something like that. They come up and tell my wife that I told him that he could have it for $10.
Oh, wow. Did she sell it to him?
Yep. And it's just one of these things. It was early on. Like when I first started selling the flea market, we were still very early in our relationship. So, I mean, stuff happens. There's bad
There you go.
communication or misunderstanding. She didn't grow up going to flea markets like I did. So she doesn't, she never
Yeah,
had,
neither did my wife.
yeah, she never had like the whole feel of it or understanding. Like even in a negotiation, if you're like trying to, somebody gives you a price and you ask them, it'll, go lower or or make an offer or anything like that. They don't like she would never do it. It took her a long time to really do that. I'm like, you can even just ask for a couple dollars off. Like if every time you ask, like because she was buying stuff for her personal self. Like if you just ask, you never know, and you're gonna save yourself a couple dollars, couple dollars. It's
Yeah, and that adds up. It
yeah.
adds up. It adds up.
I mean, if I go there every weekend and if I can save, if I just make an offer for like $5 or $10 less, can you imagine like every week you save $10? It's
I
why
think
you
when you go to
ask.
the flea market, these people around you watch you. They do. Like when you set up. When I had my wife, she set up. She didn't set up too many times, but every time she's messed up somehow. I set up one time selling baseball cards. Because I used
Huh.
to be in baseball, sports cards, that kind of stuff. And I had a Harmon Killebrew 101 patch card, bat card, and why do I want to say Francisco Cabrera? Cabrera. Yeah,
Miguel Cabrera.
Miguel Cabrera. A rookie 101 Miguel Cabrera rookie patch card autograph.
Hmm.
Well, I'll walk away to go smoke a cigarette.
Yeah.
Cigarette.
See, those
I don't
cigarettes
smoke
got you
anymore.
in good.
$5 a piece. She sold them for, right?
Yeah.
$5 a piece.
I mean, it happens. Like I'm sure. I'm sure at the end of the day, we do the same thing. But like if it happens because there's sometimes how many times we go to a yard sale or flea market and like, oh, that's my daughter's stuff or son's stuff or whatever. Like they're not here, they walked away or they went to go get coffee, something. You know what I mean? And I'm not sure what they want. Just give me a dollar. You know
Yeah,
what I
just
mean?
give me
That
right.
happens all the time. Like,
It
and
does. It
it's
does.
not like I'm not trying to. I would never like try to take advantage. Like whatever price is told to me, you know. And sometimes I even say, I'm like, do you want to, do you want to double check, especially if it's a really good item? I don't want to be dishonest. I try to, I'm like, do you want to double check with them? And sometimes they're like, nah, it's fine, it's fine. I'm pretty sure that's it. Like if I'll give them the difference on my own money. That's what they tell them sometimes. I'm like, okay,
Yeah, sure about that.
yep,
But the thing about it was, my wife knew. I mean, I told her, we were
yeah,
doing baseball cards there for a long time.
hmm
Collecting and doing. So she knew about what a value was. That Miguel Cabrera rookie card right now, PSA 10,
hmm
probably worth somewhere in the neighborhood of $3,000 to $5,000.
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, it happens. Like you're still married to her, so it must not been
Yeah,
that bad.
I forgave her.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, that's it is what it is.
It
you
is what
can't
it
you
is.
can't stay mad over stuff like that.
So what kind of so I guess we're thinking about like niches. I talked about baseball cards,
Yeah.
but you've been in sports memorabilia
Hmm.
and in that realm. So is that your niche?
It pretty much is. I mean, as much as I'm kind of, I guess I'm kind of leaning away from that a little bit because so. when I first started selling on eBay, I was mainly just doing sports memorabilia because I would go to autograph signings and get so much stuff. Like, I mean, autograph signings, events, or anything. Like, I'd go to a bunch of the games, and I just get so much stuff that I had to sell it. I couldn't. That's how I even got into selling. I started at the flea market because I was getting so much that I couldn't display enough. I lived at home with my parents. Just out of high school, I couldn't display everything anymore. Once I told myself, once I get to the point where I got to start putting stuff in boxes or totes, because I don't even have much room for that. Like, I had to start selling it, and so because of that, I I was pretty much just a force to sell a bunch of stuff. I would switch stuff out of my collection that wasn't worth it. Either I didn't like as much, or and keep the item I like more. And I think that's natural for a lot of collectors, even just sell a little bit, and they do that. But it got to the point, like I said, I was getting so much that I once it started selling at the flea market, I was enjoying it, and then it was like right around the last time the Ravens won the Super Bowl. It was right around that year, and that's when I hit it off. Like, it was really because I had all this Ravens stuff when they won the Super Bowl. It was going really good, and then I would say, because then I was working at Dick's Sporting Goods at the time, and I was still mainly, I was pretty much only doing sports memorabilia. My mom sold on eBay, and she sold a variety of stuff, but I had a whole big disagreement at Dick's Sporting Goods, and I was like, you know what, that's it. I'm just gonna leave. I'll go sell on eBay. Like, I'm like, I already do the flea market. I already had a lot of the stuff listed on eBay, and I was selling on eBay, but I pretty much forced myself into other categories because I quickly realized that being, based in Baltimore, here in Baltimore, and having mainly only access to like Ravens and Orioles stuff, like to be able to get like those type of signatures all the time. And Orioles were not not any good, not even near
Well,
as good as they are right now. They were through that long drought of very poor seasons. Um, and then I think the Ravens didn't really have that much better of a season either that year. And I forced myself and ended up having to get in other categories because I didn't want to go back to work for somebody else. It was a very bad decision. But so, I mean, sports memorabilia, I still have the knowledge, it's still my niche, but I'm slowly drifting away, but still, I guess, I don't know. I guess I still have like a grasp on,
yeah, well, it's always in your heart. It's like that's your main. Like,
yeah,
if you came across a ton of it,
yeah. Oh,
that's
oh
you're
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're going to be
I enjoy
all
it.
on it.
I
Yeah.
absolutely enjoy it. I I mean, the difference is, I think back then I would spend hours in lines, like waiting for signatures, and or just like down at the stadiums, and it'd be such long days when I realized that I could just go to the flea market and yard sales and get just as much stuff, if not more, within only like an hour or two. I mean, that pretty much, I was like, you know what, I'm done. I enjoyed the interactions with the players, and I have lots of stuff in my collection because I went to all these games, and I was very active, and it was fun. I'll always have those memories, but it's just the amount of work that was put into that, compared to what I do now. I mean, heck, I walk, I go to flea market, every weekend. I see you there. I walk around for like probably about an hour before I even come over and see you.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe about an hour, it depends. But and then I'll come over and say hi to you. Then I'll walk around for like another hour, and then I'll come back and just hang out with you, and just we'll just BS right there.
Yep.
Like
That's
it's
every
easy.
Saturday.
Yeah. That's our Saturdays. But I know your niche has been video games for a long time, and it's like one of those things that, like I said, you kind of get into collecting, and then you just gain all this knowledge. It just kind of comes natural,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
We see it so much. Like, video games like number one.
Hmm.
I mean, also like pop culture items,
Yeah.
pop culture stuff, a little bit of toys,
Hmm.
But my main focus, my main niche, is video games.
Yeah.
And it's been over the years. It's a little harder to get deals on us because, like I said, like last week, you know you're a reseller when you go to the flea and everybody's, do you have any video games?
Yep, it's the
Yeah,
number one question.
it's the number one question.
I think because it's just one of those things that people know that and they've known over time that it just sells quickly.
Sells
For some,
quickly.
it's weird because it's not a need. So for it being something that it's a want, for it to have that much of a high sell through rate is as a category is pretty crazy.
It is.
Um, I
And
wish
I
the
guess,
stuff was
and one of the
like that.
reasons why I do is because, I like video games. It's just something that, I've since the age of 3, I remember playing video games
Hmm.
because I was that
Yeah.
before my brother was born. I remember playing games, and it came up through my whole life.
Hmm.
I was lucky enough to have an uncle who, kind of lived at home with my grandmother, and then he had all this extra money and bought all these games and everything. He just got passed down to me.
Hmm.
So I've had every system growing up. So
Yeah.
I was able, capable of playing everything. So I
Yeah.
wasn't like,
I mean, honestly, if I wasn't so much into sports through my childhood, I'd probably be in the same boat as you because my older brother, he had. I remember being really young and just peeking in his bedroom. He's playing his Super Nintendo and uh, and then at some point, because now when he got older and then it kind of got passed down to me and my brother. We had his Super Nintendo, and we would go to the flea market every weekend. My dad would take us, and we the Super Nintendo games. A lot of them were only like $1 or $2. Like people, you know
yeah,
what I
a
mean?
couple bucks.
You
That's it.
know, and we gained such a collection from doing that. And I just have all the memories of every week and like picking out a new game. So it was fun. Um, and then I think from then on, then I remember asking for a Nintendo 64 and a GameCube, not a GameCube, a Game Boy. Uh, like I remember getting a Game Boy Color for my birthday. One year with I think it was Pokemon Blue. So that was like that. I mean, that was like one of, when you're a young kid and that's you have your one thing you really, 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 really want for your birthday and you get it. And I was probably fortunate because I know I was fortunate because my parents didn't have they didn't have a lot of money. We didn't have cable TV back then. Like
No,
we just
neither did we.
so for me to get that Game Boy Color and Pokemon Blue for my birthday, that was to me actually. And if I look back at it now, that's something that I was lucky to get because more likely, I think on other years I was probably not getting that. It must have been had a really good year or something. Like my parents must have because they would have saved that instead for to give me that for Christmas or something.
Christmas.
You know?
That's why I said I'm thankful for my uncle
Yeah.
because if without him I would have never been able to play those games.
Yeah.
We didn't
Yeah.
have any money, man. We grew up pretty poor.
Hmm.
But I was like you though. I played a lot of sports.
Yeah.
So sports and video games. That's all I did. I
Yeah.
played baseball. I played football. I threw
Hmm.
my arm out playing baseball, and I guess it's like if that didn't happen, then
Yeah.
I mean, who knows where I could have been at? I mean, I was a really good ball player.
Yeah.
You
I love playing baseball. That was I mean I played baseball and soccer growing up. Actually, it started off. My first sport was bowling, but I'm not going to talk about that because I don't think I was very very good.
I'm not a bowler.
No. But but I remember like baseball, I was absolutely terrible my first year. It's one of those things that I think at a young age it was instilled in me that you just have to, for things you want, you have to really really work hard at it. And I went through my whole first season not even being able to catch a ball. Like
Wow, really?
like I mean, I was the absolute worst kid on the team. Absolute worst. And it's just maybe some talent comes natural to people. It wasn't to me, so I had to work really hard. But I love the game. I think, and my dad, he, I thankful for him because he pushed me a lot to get to finally the next year. We'd be out there like every day almost. He'd be trying to throw like throw to me. He'd throw the ball way up in the air, do like the pop ups and all, and so I eventually I started getting better and better And I think all that determination led to me. I remember working so hard one summer because just I was tired. I was still not the best player. They throw me in the outfield. All the worst kids on the team are usually thrown in the outfield.
Yeah.
And
Play right field.
yeah, exactly. That's what it was. And so I wanted to change that, and I think um, I just kept working hard. I remember one summer, I just remember working hard, and like I'd go down the field every day, and I stand on a pitcher's mound. I'd aim at that center pole behind, on the backstop behind home plate, and I just throw like 30 pitches until I hit it like 10 times in a row or something. When I did whatever I could to hit that thing 10 times in a row. And it was kind of weird because I was down there showing my dad, like after a while after doing that, he comes down there one evening, and me and him were just practicing, and then one of my teammates and his dad was riding his bike around that area, and then they could see how well I was playing, and I remember him them like saying something, I think, to the coach, like, hey, maybe we should give Ray a chance like at pitching. And I did really well. I think it's like one of those things, like one of those prize possessions, like when you're a little kid, like you had like you get the game ball.
Game ball.
I think in I know I got like 9 strikeouts. And I think it might have been 7 innings or something like that.
7 innings usually Little
Yeah,
League.
yeah. I think it was 7 innings, 9 strikeouts. And I let up. It might have been just one or no, either 0 or 1 hit or something like that. So, but then it was all downhill from there as far as pitching goes. Because then all
My
the
my
nerves
problem
get
is
to me.
I like I practice and I practice every single day,
Yeah.
wintertime or not, and I would throw hundreds of pitches every single day. And then I remember I was playing, I played left field,
Mm-hmm.
and I played left field, shortstop, and I was a pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
But during those times, they let you only pitch
Mm-hmm.
during that, and they had to like rotate.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember being in left field and and these kids were just hitting off
Mm-hmm.
the Suns. Some let the Sun pitch. We were in the playoff game.
Okay.
And they're just rocking them in left field, and I'm throwing darts out there.
Yeah.
I remember my arm was like, oh man, this hurts so bad. So it brought me in the pitch. We were down 9-1.
Mm-hmm.
9-0 first inning, and this is the first inning. They scored 9 runs on it.
Wow.
I throw a one hitter for the rest of the game. We still wound up losing 9-6.
Wow.
I got the game ball, even though we lost.
Yeah.
That was.
I mean, you gave your team a chance. Like that's what it comes down to. I mean, at the end, that's the thing. A lot of kids. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting how it goes. I know you have kids, so, but I don't yet. But a lot of kids nowadays, it's interesting to see how they're gonna be when they get a little older because they don't. There's a lot of kids that don't play sports out there, anymore, and you learn so much from it. Like between the determination and everything that I've gotten from that, and just learning, like I never give up. That's one of the things I in sport. I got a sportsmanship award in soccer, and again, I was never any good, really. Like I mean, baseball was my better sport, but soccer, I was the slowest guy on the team. I'd be way back, really, really far back, like when we were running around and all and running laps. And but I showed up every single day, and I think because I did that, and that kind of has to pass on to my business. And I'm sure you get like you pass some of that stuff you learned and you took in over the years. Like to you show up every day. Like it doesn't matter. You have to show up every day. You have to just work your butt off, and
Even if you don't want to do it, you got to show up every day.
I mean, what I just explained to you earlier. Like I had a terrible experience, but at the end of the day, I mean, a lot of people would probably just give up.
Yep.
They wouldn't. I wouldn't. I'd be like, forget this. I'm not even going to do the podcast anymore. I'm done.
You're right. And then, like, they just be like, no, I'm done.
It's like I put myself out there, and nobody likes me.
but they might be, you might be just one podcast or one show
Mm-hmm.
or one thing away from
Like,
greatness.
yeah, and yeah, that's what it comes down to. You have to keep trucking, and it sometimes is also about just being the right place at the right time. I mean, now going back to that show, me having a whole conversation with that kid. I mean, that younger guy like that was buying a T-shirt and he had the clothing rack. That was a right time. I mean, right time, right place, like type of conversation. That happens. Like if you're not persistent, or just like if I would have said, forget it. 2 hours in, I haven't sold anything, which it was. It was that point. We were 2 hours in the show, and I was just starting to get a couple people come up, but it was really bad. And um, I mean, if I would have just said, forget it, I'm packing everything up and going home, I would have never had that connection or experience. I would have, you can, if you don't get out there and show up every day to these yard sales, flea markets, or show up and list, every day, or, do something like to show yourself that you're actively trying to do something, you're never going to get results.
That's true. It's that compound. It's you got to continue. It's building and building and building and building
Yep.
and building. Even if it's little.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
absolutely true.
And just always, no matter what, is as far down as life and eBay of the roller coaster it is, as far down as it'll take you. You have to try to pull something positive out of it, because that's the only way you're going to dig yourself back out.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough. And in the end, like, I'm glad that I have somebody like you I can talk to, that as another reseller, because it's hard. Especially you work for yourself. You're like, man, what am I doing wrong? What can I do? What do I need to change? And but those are good things to think about too.
Yeah.
Because now my mind has been moving. I'm like, what could I have done better? What could I change that would maybe increase my sales, or if it's not the right location for me, what is? So there's a lot of things to think about when you do fail,
Yeah,
but it's not a
I
full
like the
failure.
fact that you use that brain
Mm-hmm.
process, because a lot of people, they just like give up or not think, or
Yeah.
they won't use their mind to really focus on things they should be focused on
Yeah.
to build themselves for the next time.
Oh yeah,
They
they
just don't.
they just give up.
They just give up. They
Yep.
do.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why
It's
I've
difficult.
learned a lot from even doing flea markets,
Yeah.
because it's learning the patterns of human nature,
Mm-hmm.
and that's
Yep.
why I'm usually successful at the flea market,
Yeah.
because I've learned through so many
Yep.
years how people
You
act.
I mean, that's the thing too. Like, your clientele down there. You've been doing it long enough. You've built a clientele too, because you have people
Yeah.
come back every single week. They, I see them. They like, hey, how's it going? Like, y'all, you weren't here last week. Where were you? Like,
Yeah, right. Where were you?
they miss you. That's a good thing. That you have people that care about you and love supporting you. That's great. Like, that's what
That's
I
awesome.
think. That's what every business honestly strives for. Is like, in order to be successful, you want people just to care, and that's part of the business. You want people that want to shop with you.
Yeah,
Only you. They're loyal. You get
they're
those
loyal.
loyal customers. That's what
And
that's what
that
makes
makes
or
you
breaks
smile.
it.
At the end of the day, you've done a good job, and it
Yep.
makes you smile. You bring a well enough product
Yep.
to the market. Your price is on point most times.
Yeah.
In the market. You figured out how the customers work themselves and manipulate yourselves through the product you have. That's why a lot of my stuff has the boxes, because it gives that surprise method. It
Yeah.
gives them the fact that they're going to feel like they're digging in something
Yep.
to get something that they don't even know they see.
Yeah. I mean, that is the fun of it.
Yes.
And that maybe that's a different aspect of the clientele, because I know that when you go to a flea market, you're digging through stuff. It's the fun of it a little bit, but then I don't know about you, but I go through some days where I'm like, okay, I don't really feel like digging. But I could tell, even I had a couple things in like boxes or whatever at my show, and people just didn't really want to they're not those type of people, you know.
They're not those types of people.
So it's really about knowing your clientele, and like you were even saying about pricing, it is incredibly hard. I think that's one of the most difficult things is knowing the price for the location. And
Yeah.
I think every business has that. So for instance, like, do you think the Walmart down here has the same prices as a Walmart 30 minutes to an hour away? No, they're not exactly going to be the same.
They
They'll be
can't be exactly
close,
right.
but you know, on some things, but there's a lot of things that, or the things they carry in store are not always going to be the same. You know, that's a way to look at it, and it's difficult to grasp that and know your the clientele that are around you, that you know, or you know, your potential customers, that you have to know your customer base. So I tried to build up the show like that. I brought a lot of, like, as many car themed items I could bring. I brought, whether it was like a hat that was like, I think that what's that company, Golf, the oil company, Golf. I had a vintage hat. I had toy cars. I had some of the t-shirts. I think I had a Chevy t-shirt, a bunch of Harley Davidson t-shirts. So I tried to go around that a little bit, but it was still difficult. And again, I can't take away. The guy who runs that show, I grew up with him, and he really does an amazing job. I mean, you can't say one bad thing about it when somebody gets that many people together and raises $100,000 in like 4 hours.
Yeah, that's
It is incredible, and I'm thankful to even have any opportunity. I'm thankful that he includes me, um, every year. So it's great to be a part of. So even if like I said, I don't think I'm going to do it next year, but I'm going to help out in some other way. I'm not going to do any of the vintage show or the auction. If he needs me there to help do something else, or if I think of something else that and run it by him or whatever,
yeah,
there's plenty of ways I know, and that's one of the things I think that's what's made him successful, because he drives through and keeps finding different ways and different things to help improve, and that's why his numbers have improved every single year he's done this show. I mean, every year. So
that's good.
yeah,
And why do you think that is?
it's just I don't know. Like, I'm trying to figure it out. I might have to talk to him. Like, what have you done like differently every year? Like, I mean, for him to build it up and continually just, and maybe it's just the networking. Maybe just having keeping an open mind. I mean, like I said, I told him that feel free to say no to this vintage booth. Like, I'm not going to be offended. It's no hard feelings. But he kept an open mind, and maybe that's one of the most important things when you're either in a business and trying to sell stuff, or if whether you're that or you're a charity trying to raise money, you just keep an open mind, because
Where do you think he gets most of his? Do you think he gets most of his money from the donations? I guess I'm assuming.
yeah, I mean, that he has sponsors, but like you can't, got to think how hard it is to raise that much money in that amount of time.
That's a lot.
That, I mean, a regular business doesn't make that much money in that amount of time. They don't.
No, they don't. But I tell you what, here's what happens when you have a good charity,
Mm-hmm.
and you know that all that money is going to a great purpose,
Yep.
and people are not taking 85% of it for themselves, and it's all going
Yeah.
to a purpose. People are more likely to open that pocketbook up and give more money.
Oh yeah.
I know I
Definitely.
am,
Yeah.
because there are
Well,
some
that's one of those things that, like, I felt like, well, at the end of the day, I'm breaking even. At least I know where I'm okay breaking even. I told him, I was like, you gave me the opportunity. I mean, I could have spent that $40 I gave him, and it was only $40 is what I gave him. I could have spent that at a regular flea market, and it would just went to the business, and I could have just done the same amount. That happens. Like, you could set up different locations, trying different locations, and it goes nowhere. It's just down the hole. Like, it's done. me knowing that it's going to, where it's going, like, is great. I mean, that makes me feel a whole lot better about, you know, spending my time there and giving them that, even if it's a small amount, I know where it's going. Like, it's not
Sure,
just,
it's going to help. It really is.
exactly. So,
I mean,
yeah.
I
Plus, I
tell you
mean,
one.
no, I was gonna say plus I know I spent other money there too. We bought but between all the food, drinks, and we bought some raffles and stuff. So it's not like I gave them definitely being there all day. We gave them more than $40, but
That's good. I mean,
yeah,
but it's going to
yeah,
a
it's good for the
justified
children.
cause.
Yep, yep. But
So, which
sorry, I
is
didn't mean
awesome.
to cut you off.
No, I don't know what I was. I was gonna. I think I was gonna say, coming to that, we still got a quiz for you.
All right, all right. You want to get you can shoot the questions.
Let's shoot the
Shoot
questions.
them. All right, guys. Don't forget. Comment below to any questions I get wrong. Just comment the right answer, and that will enter you into winning a chance at a $10 McDonald's gift card.
And the winner will be announced next week.
Yep.
We're gonna upload this. I'm gonna upload this a little earlier, give you more time to
Good idea.
do it, and then
Yep. Yeah.
we'll
Since we
let
just
you know.
loaded the last one up like late,
Yeah, late.
so it's a little less
But
time.
we were busy, so please work
Yeah.
with us. I'm sorry about
Yeah.
that.
We have lives. Things happen. It's at the end of the day we do this. It's an extra to what we do. We don't have to do this. Our primary source is obviously of focus is our stores with eBay and all that.
Yeah.
But
I mean, we don't make a single dollar off this. We just do
no,
it for fun, and
yep,
hopefully to build a community up. But and maybe in the future that we
yeah,
can do more, and we're
yep,
just kind of
yep.
getting our feet wet. And
I mean, if it happens, I mean, we can hope it happens.
yeah,
We appreciate anybody that checks in with us and joins us.
yep,
All right,
we do.
you want
All right,
to
you ready?
probably not.
Question number one. What is the buy box on Amazon, and how can a reseller win it? A. The physical box products are shipped in. B. The default purchase option on a product listing. C. A special deal box available during sales. Or D. An algorithm that guarantees sales.
Oh my gosh, I do not know because I do not mess with Amazon like that. Ooh, I'm gonna go with C.
C, which is a special deal box available during sales. No, it's B, the default purchase option on a product listing.
Okay. Like I'm not very good with Amazon. You're more to Amazon. You know more, a little bit more, probably a lot more actually than I do.
Yeah, probably so. But this all ain't Amazon, so we're
all right,
good.
all right.
Question number 2. This is more, like I said, it's more business reselling questions.
Mm-hmm.
What is MAP, which means minimum advertised price, in the context of reselling? And why is it important? A, the lowest price retailers are allowed to advertise a product for. B, the maximum allowable price for wholesale purchases. C, the profit margin formula used by sellers. Or D, a tool for customer segmentation.
Dude, I feel like I'm in like a college class right now taking a test because this is
No, dude. It's very simple. I want you to think about this a second. Minimum advertised price
yeah.
is. Do you need me to read the options again?
Yes, please.
A, the lowest price retailers are allowed to advertise a product for. B, the minimal allowable price for wholesale purchases.
B because you're laughing.
No.
Oh crap!
It's A, the lowest price retailers allowed to advertise the product. Minimum advertised price.
I thought you just said minimum on the second one. That's why.
No, the maximum allowable price for wholesale purchase.
Oh well.
All right, hold on. Okay. You're gonna get the third one. Promise. I think.
Oh my!
How can a reseller mitigate your face, dude? He's just like, oh my God.
Uh,
Okay. How can a reseller mitigate the risk of holding unsellable inventory? Increase the product price significantly by increase. Buy products with no expiration date. Diversify their product range and closely monitor trends. Or D, focus only on luxury goods.
what was D again? I mean, C.
Focus. What was what?
What was C again?
Diversify their product range and closely monitor trends.
I don't know. Let's go with C.
Ding, 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 ding,
All
ding,
right,
ding, ding,
good.
ding. He got it. I knew you was going to get it.
Yeah, because otherwise I'm just displaying how I'm the worst reseller ever.
No. You got that. You listen. You got this one too. What is the first sale doctrine, and how does it apply to reselling? A. Legal protection that allow resellers to buy and resell goods without authorization from the manufacturer. A policy on making the first sale of a new product. A marketing tactic to offer early bird discounts. Or D. A method for product quality assurance.
Did you pull these from a textbook? Like, all right, Professor J. Jeez, and all these terminology. I don't think I was this hard. You know, I thought I
I
took
would
as much
rather have
like
had these questions. You know, I went to school for business, right?
I did. I just didn't finish.
Well, neither did I, but, you know,
Yeah,
I'm not too far off.
I don't know. I don't remember any of this crap.
No, think about what the first sale doctrine is.
Yeah.
Do you know what that is?
No.
When you buy a new product, right,
Uh-huh.
and you resell that product, it
Oh,
allows you to resell that
so
product.
is it A?
It's A,
Okay.
which people
I
are
was
trying to
thinking it
take.
was A, but I'm like,
People trying to take that away from us.
yeah, though they still are. They're still trying. I mean, how many Veros all the time that were
Yeah,
stupid
which
stuff?
is crazy. All right, so when reselling items internationally,
Mm-hmm.
what factors must be considered to avoid legal and logistical challenges? Only currency exchange rates, import export restrictions, customs duties, and shipping regulations, shipping box sizes and types, global social media presence.
Well, did you do like you didn't do like A, B, or
Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah? I got
A, only
confused. What was
currency.
what?
B is import export restrictions, customs duties, and shipping regulations. C is shipping box sizes and types, or D is global social media presence.
It's B.
Absolutely. Ding, 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 ding,
That one
ding.
was
You
easy.
got another one, folks.
Yep, that one was easy.
That was easy.
Finally.
All right, you ready? In the context of online marketplaces, what is arbitrage in reselling? A, creating a new product to sell. B, buying products from one marketplace and selling them at a higher price on another. C, building an e-commerce website from scratch. Or D, offering products on credit to customers.
B.
Ding, 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 ding. He got it. Which reselling model relies on acquiring bulk lots of customer returns or unsold retail goods at discounted prices? Retail arbitrage, wholesale liquidation, affiliate marketing, or print on demand?
Oh, what was the question again?
Which reselling model relies on acquiring bulk lots of customer returns or unsold retail goods at discounted prices? A. Retail arbitrage. B. Wholesale liquidation. C. Affiliate marketing. Or D. Print on demand.
B.
Ding, 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 ding. You got it. Why is the sell-through rate critical for resellers to understand? A, it represents the rate at which competitors lower prices. B, it shows how quickly inventory is being sold compared to the amount of stock on hand. C, it measures the percentage of customers who return a product. Or D, it tracks customer satisfaction levels.
B.
Ding, 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 ding.
They got easier as they went along, I feel like.
They got easier as they went along, right?
Jeez.
How do third-party seller fees, like those from eBay or Amazon, impact profitability in reselling? They reduce overall revenue but can be written off as losses. They can eat into profit margins significantly if not factored into pricing strategies. They help boost marketing reach with no downsides. Or D, they only apply if the item is sold for a certain price.
Repeat that. I'm sorry.
That's all right. How do third-party seller fees, like those of eBay or Amazon, impact profitability in reselling? A, they reduce overall revenue but can be written off as losses. They can eat into profit margins significantly if not factored into pricing strategies. They help boost marketing reach with no downsides. They only apply if the item is sold for a certain price.
Oh, I feel like it's close with. I'm gonna go with B.
B is the answer.
Okay.
B is the answer. I'm just looking here because I got all these questions from ChatGPT.
Okay.
But
Jeez. Professor ChatGPT.
but A looks like an answer too.
Yeah, I know. That's what I thought. Like that was a trick question.
They do reduce overall
You know,
revenue is what it is, but can be written off as losses. Well, not well. I guess no, not losses. They can be written off, but they don't go under losses. Okay, so yeah, B is the correct answer.
okay. Yeah, it's not, how many more we got?
One more.
All right.
Question 10.
For the $1,000,000.
What is the key difference between B2C and B2B reselling, and how does it affect sales strategy? B2C focuses on bulk sales, while B2B involves individual consumers. B2B requires building long-term relationships with businesses, while B2C focuses on one-time transaction with individual customers. B2C has higher profit margins. B2B reselling involves no marketing efforts at all. You know what B2C means and B2B?
B.
Huh? Yeah,
B.
B is the answer.
Yeah.
That's the answer. Ding,
Jeez, it
ding,
was
ding,
just
ding.
like a bunch of bees.
Yeah. That's what it was. It's just a bunch of bees.
I said
Wow.
bees, not.
So, guys, he did pretty good on that. He's only got a couple wrong.
Yeah,
You could,
that was tough.
I don't. It wasn't that tough. He made it look simple.
I felt like I was back in college.
He made it look simple.
Oh my god.
So, everyone he got wrong, please leave a right answer down in the
Yeah,
comment.
I didn't leave many.
He didn't leave many.
Just as long as you watch the first part of it, part of the trivia.
Yeah, you're good.
Man, that was tough. That was like I felt like I was on Who Wants to Be a Resellionaire. That's
Yeah. That's a hey. We could probably do that show. Who wants to be a
yeah.
reselling it?
Who Wants to Be a Resellionaire?
You got to call. I'm on a phone a friend.
Yeah. I need a phone another reseller.
Yeah. Dude, you could turn that into something. We got to do. We're the flea market guys, and then, like you said, resellionaire,
Yeah. Oh man, that was
and the winner gets a mystery box,
yeah. There you go.
a resell mystery box.
Or find a sponsor, do supplies, shipping supplies or something.
That, that
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
We could do that. We
Yeah.
need a better
Mm-hmm.
lights and
Yeah, lights,
maybe a whole
camera,
production.
action.
Well,
Oh,
I know we're coming to the end. I want to thank you guys for watching
here we
everything,
are. Dang, that
joining
that
us.
uh that
That went
trivia
by
was
fast. That went by fast.
yeah. That trivia took up a lot of time.
I did.
Sorry, it's
But
probably because I was taking too long answering the questions.
no, you did well. You did really
Uh,
well. I
yep.
mean, it's kind of hard. You don't have the question in front of your face and somebody's
Yeah.
reading it out to you. It's like
Yep.
what do you do? What do you do?
Yeah.
But I hope each and every one of you guys' weeks are really, really good. I hope you
Yep.
make a lot of profit. I hope you find a lot of great items.
Hmm.
If you continue to come back and watch us, guys, we can continue to build a healthy community where we can all get involved and answer everybody's questions and help each
Yeah.
other out.
Yeah. We hope we can be your reselling buddy that you can come hang out with us.
Yeah. Next week we're gonna drop our phone number in the thing, and then you can just call us
No,
personally.
no, it's not like reselling air. Like, hey, I got I'm on the line for $1 million.
I want
I
to
mean,
talk to Ray.
yeah.
Jay got too many wrong.
Nope. I'm just gonna ignore the call
I'm just going to ignore it.
unless
That's
you
cool though.
unless you got a bunch of Beanie Babies to sell.
Yeah. What a bunch of beans. But we do thank you, and
Yep. Thank you
next
guys.
week.
See ya.
Bye.